Hello everyone, good morning. How are you all? I hope you are all well at your home. In last class, we saw about concept time number 4 and we completed the chapter on the understanding. Now, let's discuss about practice question, all the practice question. And first, we will see practice question number 1. First question: complete the following words below the to find the names of nutrition present in food. So there from a word, two letters are given PR, and that is the name of a nutrition. So protein. Then C is carbohydrate. Then TS at the end, that is fat. Then means, that is vitamins, and M is minerals. So next question: why do living organisms eat food? Take the correct option. Uh, First, you have to take all the this take you have to take the answers which is correct. Why organism eat food? They eat food to perform daily activities. Yes. They grow their bodies. Yes. To repair the damaged part of our bodies. Yes. To earn money. No, this is wrong. And to protect their body. Yes. All this from this five question, four answers are correct option. Now third, filling the blanks using the word given below. Animals eat other animals. What is herbivorous, carnivorous, and omnivorous? Animals eat other animals and plants. Human eat plants and parts of animals, and plants make their own food. So, how do you ever seen a plant eat, and what do you think plants get their food from? Plants are the only organism that make their own food using carbon dioxide, water, sunlight that is present in the surrounding. Okay, so now let's see. And animals are depend uh, on plants. Unlike plants cannot make their own food. Unlike plants, they cannot make their own food and they get it from plants or other animals. Question number 4. Write the definition of autotrophs and heterotrophs. And fifth is, why do we say that humans and animals are directly or indirectly depend on plants? So what is autotrophs? Organisms that make their own food are autotrophs, and heterotrophs are organisms that make their own food that cannot make their own food and depend on other organisms. And why animals and humans are directly or indirectly depend on plants? Because they cannot make their own food, animals and plants. That's why they depend on plants or other animals that eat plants for nutrition. So this is practice question number 1 as we completed. Now let's see practice question number 2. Now let me show you a video of photosynthesis, Mike, for quick revision.
Process of photosynthesis. Plants are remarkable organisms, and this video will tell you why. They appear stationary and inactive, but there is a lot going on inside them that we don't realize. Plants are autotrophs, which means they make their own food. How do they do this? Do they make their food the way our parents cook in the kitchen? No. What they do is they synthesize their own food using carbon dioxide from the air, water from the soil, and energy from the sun. This process is called photosynthesis. So, how does photosynthesis work? Roots absorb water and nutrients from the soil. These travel up the plant through tube-like vessels inside the stem to reach the leaves. The surface of these leaves has tiny pores called stomata. Gases enter and exit photosynthesis to occur, plants need to take in carbon dioxide through these stomata. Plants are special for another reason as well. They contain chlorophyll, which is a pigment that gives plants their green color. Chlorophyll, unlike other pigments, has the ability to trap the energy from sunlight and use it to produce food. It is truly the superhero of food production. Now, this trapped energy is used for the photosynthesis reaction, where water and carbon dioxide are combined to create carbohydrates, that is, food. These carbohydrates are stored in the leaves, stem, and the fruits of the plant. The photosynthesis reaction is important for another reason. It produces oxygen. Since photosynthesis happens only in the presence of sunlight, plants release oxygen only during the day. At night, they release carbon dioxide. Can you imagine what life on Earth would be like with no plants? All organisms depend on plants for food, either directly or indirectly. In addition to this, photosynthesis is the only process that provides Earth its oxygen. So, there would be no life on Earth if it wasn't for plants and their magical ability to use energy from the sun and turn it into food. Now we know why plants are amazing organisms, because life on Earth wouldn't be possible without them.
We had a quick recap of photosynthesis. So now let's say practice question number two. First question: write two reasons why life on Earth would not be possible without photosynthesis. In the absence of photosynthesis, there will be no food on Earth, and because the survival of all the living organism directly or indirectly depends on the food that is made by plants. So if plants will not make the food, we will not eat. And main second point is oxygen is also essential for the all living organism, and that is only produced by photosynthesis. When leaves and plants do the photosynthesis process, uh, as- oxygen is made during the process of photosynthesis. So food we get from plants, and oxygen also we get from plants. Food and oxygen are the main uh, ingredient or main uh, things that we need to survive. Second question, filling the blanks. Carbon dioxide enters the leaves through tiny pores called stomata. These pores are surrounded by the guard cells, and chlorophyll is a green pigment that helps leaf capture energy from sunlight. So third question, draw and label the following. A section of leaf showing chlorophyll, stomata and guard cell, and this is the first image. You have to do this with a pencil with all the names: chlorophyll, guard cells, stomata, all the indications, and the process of photosynthesis in the plant. We have to show the process that water is taken from the roots and sunlight, and then it is added to chlorophyll, and carbon dioxide is added, and then we get out the oxygen from the leaves, and carbohydrates it's stored in as a food. Now let's see practice question number 3. And in it, first question is write step by step process of how proteins and vitamins are synthesized by plants. So bacteria in soil converts organic nitrogen into usable form. Then we saw that leguminous plants such as pulses and that have special bacteria called rhizobium, and that is found in the roots, so they directly convert nitrogen into usable form. And third is farmers supply fertilizer to the soil, and from the soil the nitrogen travels to water to leaves through the root and stem, and they mix with carbohydrate and produce proteins and vitamins. So this is the first part. Now second question, show through a diagram how proteins are synthesized by plants. We have to show this all the three steps in a diagram which is already in your text. That first, rhizobium, that is in bacteria present in the pulses plant, then fertilizers and bacteria in the soil, they also convert nitrogen into usable form. So this three from the roots, and then carbohydrates already which is stored in the leaves as a food, then nitrogen comes and protein and vitamins are formed. So practice question number 4. First question, Vanda is a type of orchid that grows on trees. It has green leaves and grows in the place where there is a lot of rainfall. Although fixed on the branch of a tree, its roots hang out towards in the air and absorb more atmospheric water into the plant, passing it on the host plant. Is Vanda a parasite? How will the host tree be affected? No, Vanda is not an parasitic plant. Its root does not penetrate the stem or the roots of host plant and absorb nutrition. It does not deprive the host plant of a nutrition, hence the host tree will not be affected. Second question, are parasites good or bad for the host organism? Give reason. Parasites are bad for host organism because they develop roots which penetrate the stem or the roots of the host plant and absorb nutrition, and they deprive the host plant of valuable nutrition and so allow its growth. Question number 3. Venus flytrap is green and perform photosynthesis. So why does it depend on the insect for the nutrition? The Venus flytrap can perform photosynthesis, but it grows in areas where soil is poor in nutrition. So additional nutrition they get it from the insects, so grow for the proper growth. How does saprophytic plants obtain nutrition? The roots of saprophytic plants obtain fungi which convert decayed matter into nutrition, and that gives the plants. Fifth question, filling the blanks. Insectivorous plants are dash dependent on other organisms for nutrition, partially dependent, and saprotops get their nutrition from dash and dash matter. An example of saprotop is they get from dead and decaying matter, saprotops. An example is an fungi. Describe the symbiotic relation between two plants using a specific example. The symbiotic plants are pair of host and parasite, and in which parasite gets the nutrition from the host and then it provides some benefit in return. For an example, ribosome and leguminous plant are in a symbiotic relationship because ribosome depends on the roots for the nutrition of plants, fruits, and in return they do? They absorb nitrogen and convert into usable form for plant. Seventh question, what are the difference between parasitic plant and symbiotic plants? Parasitic plants derive some and all nutrition from other host plant, and symbiotic are the pair of host and parasites in which parasite gets the nutrition and then it provides some benefit. Then they parasite plants harm the host plant, and symbiotic plant they provide some benefit to the host plant. For example, cascata, and for symbiotic lichen. Now let's see last question of this chapter. Practice question number 8. Match the following. So here is a description of one uh, any plant, and we have to guess that plant. I'm yellow in color. I have no chlorophyll in my leaves. My roots penetrate in the roots of the another plant. So that is cascata, which is uh, we call it as parasitic plant. I'm nearly leafless. I'm white in color with purple spots. I depend on decaying matter for nutrition, which is coral plant, and that is saprotops, right? Uh, then I have a tube-like structure. Insects cannot escape once they enter me. That is pitcher plant or insectivorous plant. The name of that plant is insectivorous. And last is I cannot survive without fungus. I provide it with the nutrition, and then fungus provides shelter to me. That is symbiotic plants, and that is algae. So here we are at the end of chapter 1, nutrition in plants of unit 1. So in next lecture we will see chapter 2, nutrition in animals and human, that most probably. And in today's homework you have to write all these practice questions 1, 2, 3, and 4 in your notebook and send it to me. I hope you are all clear. Please feel free to ask if any doubt. Thank you and have a nice day, everyone.